This vacation home is only for my parents. I won't let your parents use it. I was shocked by what my husband said. He had casually bought $1 million vacation home, so this was his plan all along. When I realized his true intentions, I had enough. Fine, but you're going to regret this, I told him. No, I won't, he replied, crossing his arms with a smug grin. Don't ever show your face to me again. Seeing him so confident made me determined. If that's how it is, then I won't hold back. I'll make sure he regrets it, I thought to myself. My name is Kathy, and I married my husband Robert 4 years ago. We've been living together as a couple. Neither of us has any big hobbies, so we've been saving a lot of money. If I had to pick one small indulgence, it would be brewing coffee from fresh beans on weekend mornings. By the way, isn't your mom's birthday coming up soon? I asked Robert while holding a cup of freshly brewed coffee. We're both in our mid-30s, and Robert's parents are turning 60 this year, a year before my own parents. How about we give them a spa retreat as a birthday gift? It would be a nice memory, don't you think? That's a good idea, Robert agreed. I'll ask my parents if they want anything specific. If not, we'll go with the spa retreat. It'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I didn't mean it like that, I replied. I know, just joking. Next time I see my parents, I'll talk to them about it. Kathy, can you look up some good spas? I got it. How about we go on a trip too? It would be nice for a change. 2 weeks passed, and my mother-in-law's birthday was coming up fast. Hey, we need to make a reservation soon, I reminded him. We won't even make it in time for my father-in-law's birthday. Did you talk to your parents? I asked my husband in a hurry. He responded calmly, Oh, did I not tell you? I already asked them what they want, so it's fine. We don't need to book the spa retreat. Is that so? Then, what did they say they wanted? I asked eagerly, wanting to pick out the gift together. But my husband gave me a look that showed he found it annoying. I'll handle everything. It's my parents' 60th birthday. You don't need to get involved, Kathy. I was shocked by Robert's words. He had never brushed me off like that before. That's not a nice way to say it, I said, feeling emotional. Why won't you tell me? We've always chosen gifts together every year. Every year, we had always picked out gifts for each other's parents together. So why, suddenly, for such an important milestone like their 60th birthday, would he say something like this? I couldn't understand Robert's thinking, and it frustrated me. I'm usually a calm person and rarely raise my voice, but my husband wouldn't change his mind. In the end, Robert still wouldn't tell me what his parents wanted. Since then, there has been an uncomfortable atmosphere between us, and we only talk about necessary things. Even when we drink our coffee, we sit in silence. The day before my mother-in-law's birthday, my husband finally spoke to me after a long silence. We're going out tomorrow to celebrate Mom's 60th birthday, so get ready, Kathy. We're staying overnight, so be prepared for that too. When he suddenly said we were going out, I panicked. What? Where are we going? If we're staying overnight, you should have told me earlier. I have a lot to prepare. I just told you, didn't I? You're definitely going to be surprised, he said in high spirits, while I was still worried. The next morning, we got into the car early and went to pick up my in-laws. They were very excited from the start of the day. I'm so excited. I never thought I'd get to celebrate my birthday like this. I really can't thank you enough, right, honey? Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Robert and Kathy. You're welcome. Happy birthday, I replied. When my mother-in-law thanked us, I felt awkward because I hadn't helped pick out the gift at all. Even when my in-laws expressed their gratitude, I could only give a vague response. Then my husband said something surprising. Really, it's all thanks to Kathy. He was backing me up, and I was really happy with his thoughtfulness. We have been having some issues recently, but it felt like we might be able to go back to how things used to be. My gloomy feelings lifted, and I decided to enjoy the trip to our destination. We arrived at a beautiful cabin nestled in the woods. The entrance was spacious, and the living room had large glass windows, making it very attractive. The cabin was surrounded by trees, blending perfectly with nature. There were 3 bedrooms and even a hot tub in the bathroom. We're staying here? It's so lovely, I said excitedly to my husband and apologized for my earlier attitude. I never thought Robert would choose a place like this. I didn't think I could have found such a wonderful place myself. I'm sorry I've been so irritable lately, I added, feeling overjoyed by the beautiful cabin. Then he said something unexpected. It's no big deal. If I were alone, I wouldn't have been able to buy such a cabin. It's because of Kathy that I was able to buy it. What? I suddenly didn't know what to say. What was he talking about? My mind filled with questions. My in-laws then joined the conversation. Thank you so much, Kathy. We never thought we'd get such a beautiful cabin, right, honey? Yes, indeed. We were thinking about setting up a new home when we turned 60, and we even considered living together with you. But remember, we decided not to live together, right? So we thought, why not get a cabin instead? We talked to Robert about it. When we first got married, it's true that I declined their offer to live together. I wanted to enjoy our life as a couple, and my in-laws were still in good health, so I thought it was too early for us to live together. Robert agreed, and we decided that we would only live together when they needed more help in the future. But I never expected them to ask for a new home as a gift for their 60th birthday, especially a cabin. That seemed like too much. I tried to stay calm, but I could feel panic rising inside me. I asked my husband, Robert, this is a joke, right? There's no way we could afford such a beautiful cabin. The surprise should be for your mom, not me. It's not a joke. This is a real cabin that we bought, my husband replied, and everything went dark before my eyes. While I was still in shock, he continued, it really helped us out. They said I couldn't get a mortgage on my own income, so getting a joint mortgage was a good decision. Wait a minute, I didn't hear anything about this, I exclaimed. I just told you now, and it's not a bad thing for you, Kathy, is it? You just said it was a lovely cabin, it's ours. That's not the point. How much did this vacation home cost? I asked, feeling frustrated. $1 million, he casually replied. What? I was stunned. $1 million for his parents' 60th birthday. It was way more than I ever imagined. Then, to make matters worse, my husband revealed another shocking fact. We couldn't get a loan for $1 million property in just my name, so I used all the money we've been saving since our marriage, from our joint account, as the down payment, he confessed. By now, I was beyond shocked, completely dumbfounded. How could he be so selfish without even talking to me first? I couldn't understand it at all. But my husband continued, unfazed, well, it's already bought, so nothing can be done now. Besides, I took into account your preference not to live with my parents. Isn't that good enough? In this vacation home, we can do whatever we want. Our vacations will be more fun, won't they? His carefree attitude was incredibly frustrating, but now that it was done, there wasn't much I could do. The cabin was indeed lovely, and it would make our holidays more enjoyable. Fine, it's already bought, so there's nothing we can do now. But you could have at least talked to me about it first, I muttered. Hearing that, my husband brightened up and laughed. That's more like it. I should have consulted you, and I'm sorry. I wanted it to be a surprise for you too. You're something else, Kathy. Even though Robert had taken out a joint mortgage and used our joint savings without telling me, I realized that we didn't have any big expenses coming up. I earned significantly more than Robert and had my own savings, so I decided to just accept it and think of the cabin as a good purchase. Feeling resolved, I decided to enjoy the big celebration for my mother-in-law's birthday and the 2-day stay at the cabin. Once we got home, I brewed some coffee and reminisced about our stay at the villa. Despite the surprise, the cabin was really wonderful, with a wood-burning stove in the living room that would be cozy in the winter. I felt happy. I spoke to Robert. Hey, when are we going back to the villa? I want to get some new dishes for it. Yeah, I'll check with my parents, he replied. Can't we go by ourselves? I asked. Well, the villa is technically in our names, but it was a present for my parents' 60th anniversary. It'd be wrong if they had plans, right? I felt a bad feeling rising. Even though the villa was in our names, it seemed like it was practically becoming my in-laws' property. I quickly suggested, since it's our villa, we can invite my parents too, right? Yeah, if they're available, he answered noncommittally, but at least he didn't refuse. I felt a bit relieved, thinking the villa wouldn't entirely become my in-laws' property. But that was too optimistic. For the past 6 months, I hadn't been allowed to stay at the villa once. I'd go there, but I couldn't stay overnight. I'd drop my in-laws off at the villa, prepare food, and then have to return home. The next day, I'd pick them up, clean up, and drive them back. It had been like this for 6 months, despite my many complaints. Robert always had some excuse, and sometimes he even yelled at me. But today, I wasn't going to give up, because soon it would be my parents' birthday. Hey, Robert, my father's birthday is in 2 months. We can invite them to the villa, right? It's our villa. I emphasized the word our and appealed to Robert. But his reply was the same as always. If my parents don't have plans. Again, it was always the same. We hadn't stayed at the villa once in the 6 months since we bought it. It was always his parents who got priority. It's our villa. We should be the priority. Plus, I'm also paying the mortgage and the down payment. My parents should be able to stay too, I insisted, refusing to back down. Then Robert frowned and snapped, Shut up. That vacation house is for my parents only. I won't let your parents use it. I suppose that was part of your plan all along, wasn't it? No wonder you bought the vacation house without telling me. The tolerance I had shown until now snapped at my heart, breaking with a sound as if something had shattered. I'll never forgive you. Don't think you can get away with such selfish behavior, I told him, and then I proposed the following. Fine, if that's how it is, I won't hold back any longer. Let's get a divorce. What the hell? You're such a petty woman. Well, whatever. I'm quite appreciated by my parents for buying that vacation home, and I'm sure my mom would do the housework. I won't be in trouble at all without you. Of course, if we're getting a divorce, I won't let you use that vacation house. Still okay with you? Robert crossed his arms with a triumphant look on his face, satisfied. I felt pathetic for falling for such a man's smooth talk, but it was too late to regret now. All that was left was to get my revenge. I spoke to Robert. Are you sure you're going to regret this? He replied, like hell I will. Fine, it's settled then. Don't ever show up in front of me again. The next day, I filed for divorce and it went through without any issues. I decided to walk back to my parents' house. A few months later, Robert called my parents' house in a panic. Is that you, Kathy? What do you want? We don't have anything left to discuss. I answered coldly, there's nothing more to say. It's just as my lawyer told you. Since we're divorced, I'm not going to pay the mortgage. If you don't agree, I'm thinking about selling the vacation house. But that vacation house is in both our names, Robert argued. Even though we're divorced, you should still pay for it. I replied calmly, even if it's in both our names, I can't use it. So why should I keep paying the mortgage? It doesn't make sense. Oh no, but it's a shared property. You should be paying, Robert insisted. This conversation is going nowhere, I said. If you keep arguing, I'll hang up. Contact my lawyer if you have more questions. I don't have time to talk to you. Wait, I messed up. Let's just use the vacation house together, okay? That should be fine, right? Robert pleaded. I responded, you want me to keep paying the mortgage while you use it too? I don't care about that house anymore. I already bought a new one. What? Robert was shocked. Yes, I gave the vacation house to my parents for their 60th birthday. It's not as expensive as the one we had, but they love it. Is that all? I don't have time for this. Hold on, I quit my job, Robert added, sounding desperate. I know, I said. What? Robert asked, confused. It was probably my father who influenced this, I explained. My father is a big executive and knows many important people, including the president of Robert's company. My father was upset with how Robert treated me and talked to the company president about it. I heard that Robert chose to resign because of this. Help me out, Robert begged, his voice breaking. As I started getting disapproving looks from my coworkers, I decided to quit my job. I felt it was time to move on and leave behind the mess that Robert had caused. I found a new job, but it pays less than my old one. I can't keep up with the mortgage payments on my own. I blamed Robert, saying he should be responsible for the mortgage since he's the one who caused all this trouble. His selfishness pushed me to my limit. I told him, sure, my father might have made you quit your job, but you were the one who started this whole mess. Don't twist the story to make yourself look better. You messed up by using our shared property to impress your parents, and now you're paying for it. I didn't expect things to turn out this way, but you get what you deserve. I hope you struggle with the mortgage payments. I hung up on his desperate pleas. Over the next few months, I worked with a lawyer and finally got out of the mortgage for the vacation house. Robert couldn't afford the payments on his own, and the house had to be sold because its value had dropped. Robert ended up in debt and is now living in a cheap apartment. His parents are now embarrassed, having lost the vacation house they used to brag about. Meanwhile, I'm busy and happy as the vice president of my father's company. I enjoy our days off the most when the three of us visit the vacation house, relax, and have coffee together.